Hi, I'm Glenda, and today I wanted to show you how I made the soap book embeds for the Pride and Prejudice soap. And what I have here is some off-white creamy soap dough. This is a little bit on the sticky side, but I think it should still work. I'm just going to take a piece, and what I do first is that I do the inside of the book, or what represents the pages, and I'm pretty much just going to try to shape it into a rectangle. Now, if you're gonna make a lot of this, it may be easier if you take a larger piece of soap dough and then you roll it to the thickness you want, and then you just cut with a knife the rectangles. If you look up B's video on this, she shows you how this is done. Her channel is Sorcery Soaps, if you want to look that up. But here I'm just making one, so I'm just shaping it by hand. And what's going to be the visible part of the pages or of the inside, I'm just using my finger to create a curve, because when you have a book that is binded on the back, the outside pages tend to protrude more than the inside, and it creates this curved effect. But this is not important. You don't need to do it. Sometimes I feel like doing the final details on some of the embeds. And then I'm also going to use a knife and carefully just do some surface cuts to also simulate the pages. And again, this is also optional. If you do it, be careful. Like I'm having a very light touch and avoiding my skin because I don't want to have any cuts. Then it's time to do the cover. I'm choosing orange for the cover because that's the closest color that I have, and I think it will also work well. Most of the soap books on the soap that I made them brown because I wanted them to have this old antique look. And I'm trying just to create a larger rectangle. It's gonna be twice the length of what the pages are, and I need to have extra room on the edges. And here I'm using a plastic bag just to sandwich the soap dough and to be able to roll it without it sticking to the roller or to my working surface. I'm using just a glass jar as my roller. I usually have like an acrylic roller for polymer clay, but anything that is round works pretty much. And I'm going to make sure that it's evenly, somewhat evenly thickness on it. And as you can see here, the right side seems to be thicker and the left side was on the skinnier side. So I'm going to try to even that out by just making pressure on the side that is too thick. So when I think it's fairly even in thickness, then I'm going to attach it to the pages, the white portion. I'm going to first just wrap it around to make sure that I have enough room. I want to have a border, so it needs to be longer and wider than the white portion. Once I make sure that this is the right size for the cover, I go ahead and just start trimming the edges, and I did have to realign the white portion. Once I was sure where it was supposed to go, then I press onto it so that it will adhere to the orange or the cover as I went along and kept cutting it. And this is pretty much it. This is the bulk of the shaping of the book. You could add a little extra details. I am smoothing out the front. I do want it to look a little bit antique, so I'm not too concerned about the creases. But if you wanted it to look more like a brand new book, you may want to smooth that out. And you could also add a little bit of glitter, like mica, I should say, gold mica on the pages if you wanted that. And I even try to write on some of them, not actual letters, but sometimes just the effect, and then some gold edges. And that's it. Hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.